When I woke up this morning, I wasn't expecting to be asking about this first thing in the briefing, but South Korea. Does the U.S. condemn what President Yoon has done in imposing martial law?
So, look, Sean, to take a step back, we are watching the recent developments in the ROK with grave concern. We are seeking to engage with our Republic of Korea counterparts at every level, both here in the United States and in Seoul. The Secretary has been briefed, and we're keeping him appraised of the developments, as well as monitoring closely what's happening on the ground. Let me also just mention that our alliance with the Republic of Korea is ironclad, and we're fully committed to that. And ultimately here, our hope is, and every hope and expectation is, that any political disputes will be resolved peacefully and in accordance with the rule of law.
Okay. I mean, just along the grave concern and the rule of law, is it the perspective of the United States that President Yoon has been following that?
So, look, this is an incredibly fluid situation. I'm not going to jump to any immediate conclusions at this point. What I can say is that we are watching these developments with grave concern. We're staying in close, appropriate touch with our ROK counterparts, and I'm sure we'll have more to say as the situation continues to unfold. I just don't want to get ahead of that.
Well, I mean, so the rule of law, I mean, the National Assembly has voted now
certainly
to undo this,
right,
to rescind martial law. So from the perspective of the United States, should that stand? Should the martial law be rescinded?
So, look, every country, of course, has its own rules and laws and procedures. I'm certainly no expert in South Korean law, and certainly how the South Korean legislature works and what the ins and outs are of that. But certainly, it is our hope and expectation that the laws and regulations of a particular country are abided by that particular country.
Does that include the National Assembly vote?
That would be the case as well. But again, I'm just not going to get ahead of the process here.
Just to put a fun point.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's the National Assembly vote. So basically, you think that the National Assembly voted martial law should be finished. The United States respects that decision by the National Assembly.
Sean, I'm not gonna. There is obviously a lot happening in South Korea over the course of the day. Ultimately, for us, as I said, we want to see these political disputes resolved peacefully and in accordance with the rule of law. And of course, such a vote in the legislature would be consistent with that approach. But we're continuing to remain in close touch with our ROK counterparts, and I'm sure we'll read out any conversations that may or may not take place over the coming days.
Just a couple more things. I mean, has there been any conversations directly with President Yoon, not necessarily from the Secretary, but with President Yoon?
I have no conversations to read out with President Yoon. We are continuing to seek to engage our ROK counterparts, but I don't have any calls to read out.
And maybe